Good evening, and welcome to the program. Let's get right to the numbers. U.S. markets closed in negative territory across the board tonight, but the selling was orderly, not panicked. The Nasdaq finished at 26,445, down 0.6%. The S&P 500 slipped 0.32%, and the Dow, showing relative resilience, lost just 0.34%. So the takeaway here is clear: this is a modest pullback, a rotation, not a rout. What's interesting is that the VIX, our fear gauge, actually fell 1.16% to 15.28. That tells you investors are not scared, they're repositioning. The 10-year Treasury yield inched down to 4.68%. The dollar index was basically flat at 99.81, and the yuan held steady around 6.7456. No stress in the currency markets whatsoever. So where is the money going? The answer is loud and clear: energy. WTI crude closed at $83.48 a barrel, up 1.54% on the day. But here's the real story: over the past 7 sessions, crude has gained more than 10.8%. Brent is rallying in tandem. This is the strongest trade in the market today, by a wide margin. Now, I want to be transparent with you: we are still verifying the specific catalyst behind this spike, but the price action itself is a verified fact. The flow of capital is real, and that's what matters. On the flip side, the weakest corner of the market is crypto and AI-heavy tech names. Bitcoin slipped below the $64,000 handle, down 0.54%. Ethereum managed a small gain of 0.32%. Spot gold was flat around $44.33. So the picture is consistent: money is rotating out of AI compute hardware and megacap tech, and moving into commodities and energy. And this actually mirrors what we saw in Asia today. The Shanghai Composite fell 0.82%, but the Chi-Next, that's the growth board, rose 0.34%. Same structural divergence: weak blue chips, strong growth. Let's walk through the global session. In Asia, we saw the Shanghai 50 drop 1.27% while Chi-Next closed green. In the US session, all 3 major indices opened lower and stayed lower. Nasdaq futures were down 0.59% before the open, and that's consistent with where we closed. No reversal signal during the session. On individual names, Nvidia slipped 0.22%, the Bitcoin ETF lost 0.66%, but Tesla bucked the trend, up 0.76%, and Cathie Wood's ARKK gained 0.27%. So again, capital is not leaving the market, it's just picking different horses. Now, the biggest miss in our morning note today was the energy complex. Crude up 10.82% in 7 days, that strength was simply not captured. That's something we need to own and fix. And here's another thing the market ignored today: the VIX going down and Treasury yields easing slightly. Those are risk-on signals, yet indices still closed lower. That tells you traders care more about relative strength between sectors than the overall risk appetite right now. Looking ahead, let's give you some verifiable calls. Number 1, the energy complex is likely to stay elevated, with WTI trading in a range between $82 and $86. The key level to watch is 82. Number 2, the Chi-Next should continue to outperform the Shanghai 50 tomorrow, but a broad rally is unlikely. Number 3, the yuan stays in a tight range between 6.73 and 6.76. Number 4, US futures tonight are likely to drift lower, with Nasdaq futures finding support around 29,200. On strategy, our bias is to stay invested but keep positions light, with a focus on the energy chain. If WTI holds above 83 and Nasdaq futures hold above 29,200, we'd allow deploying up to half the book into energy names on a small scale. However, if crude falls more than 3% in a single day and breaks 82, or if Nasdaq futures lose 29,200 and fail to reclaim it quickly, we stand down and move to the sidelines. And we're watching 2 invalidation signals. 1. The yuan weakening rapidly through 6.78. 2. The 10-year yield jumping more than 15 basis points in a day. Either one of those would force a reassessment of all long positions. Our probability assessment for tomorrow: 30% chance of upside, 45% chance of sideways, and 25% chance of downside. Here's the bottom line: capital hasn't left the building, it's just changed floors. Follow the energy trade, but respect the risk and don't chase strength. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow morning to track crude around the 83 level and the A-share open. Good night, and happy trading.